Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Adrian, and for the past year I've been working on a documentary series about historical medical institutions. Tonight, I'm bringing you something different, a story that was never meant to be told. It all started when I flew to Baltimore, Maryland to film at one of America's most prestigious hospitals, Johns Hopkins. My goal was to celebrate its legacy of medical excellence. But some stories have a life of their own. It's just past midnight here. Rain is lashing against the windows, and the corridors, usually bustling, are now eerily quiet. For over a century, this place has been a beacon of hope. Yet, whispers persist among the staff and patients, stories of a spectral figure, the man in the white coat, who silently roams these halls after dark. I initially dismissed them as urban legends, the kind of ghost stories that cling to old buildings. But I was wrong. My official filming schedule was packed. I interviewed brilliant doctors, dedicated nurses, and recovering patients. Everything was going smoothly until I noticed a recurring theme in my off-the-record conversations. Several nurses, when asked about the hospital's oldest sections, would lower their voices and mention Ward 13. They described it as a wing that had been permanently sealed off for decades. When I asked the hospital administration for access, my request was firmly denied. They were polite but evasive, claiming it was closed for structural reasons. My journalistic instincts kicked in. The more they tried to steer me away, the more I needed to know what was inside. So tonight, I did something I probably shouldn't have. I slipped away from my hotel and, using a service map I'd acquired, found my way to the hospital's old East Wing. And here I am, standing before a heavy padlocked door with a rusted sign that simply reads, 13. The air is cold here, heavy. I managed to pick the lock. My heart is pounding, but I have to see what they're hiding. Okay, I'm going in. The sound of my own breathing is deafening. It smells of dust and antiseptic. The beam of my camera light cuts through the darkness, revealing peeling paint and wheelchairs draped in white sheets, like forgotten ghosts. There are strange sounds. A faint, static-filled crackle from an old intercom system, and a distant rhythmic clinking like surgical tools being laid on a metal tray. On the walls, I see faded charts and old, sepia-toned photographs. One group photo from 1943 catches my eye. It shows a team of stern-looking doctors. The caption below reads, Behavioral Correction Program. I found my way into what looks like an old observation room. There's a desk with a vintage film projector. Incredibly, there's a reel of film still loaded. I don't know how, but I got it running. The footage is grainy, black and white. It shows patients, young men, strapped to chairs. They're screaming, their faces contorted in agony. Doctors in white coats stand by, emotionless, taking notes. It's barbaric. As I'm watching, the projector flickers. For a split second, in the reflection on the darkened screen, I see a figure standing behind me. One of the doctors from the film. I spin around. Nothing. Just an empty, silent room. My rational mind is screaming at me to leave, but I can't. The paranormal activity is escalating. Doors at the end of the hall are slamming shut. An old heart monitor in the corner just started beeping a steady rhythm, even though it's unplugged and covered in dust. I see them now. Shadowy figures in surgical coats, standing in doorways, watching me. They're not threatening. It feels different. They're not trying to scare me away, it's like they're trying to show me something. One of them, a nurse, raises a translucent hand and points towards a small, unmarked door at the back of a records office. My hands are shaking, but I push the door open. It's a hidden file room. Boxes overflow with documents, all stamped classified. They detail the truth of the Behavioral Correction Program. These patients weren't just patients. They were war veterans, suffering from shell shock, what we now call PTSD. They were subjected to horrific torture, disguised as mental therapy. I tried to film everything to get the evidence out, but as I reviewed the footage, it glitched and turned to static. Everything was gone. erased. The only thing that survived was a single, panicked voice memo on my phone. All it says is, "They're still here. They never left the ward." The next morning, my abandoned camera was found by the police. The hospital authorities issued a statement, flatly denying that a Ward 13 ever existed. The clips I managed to send to my producer in Europe went viral, but were quickly dismissed by experts as a hoax, just clever editing. No one believed me, but I know what I saw. And as this video ends, I want to show you one last piece of footage, leaked to me by an anonymous source. It's from a security camera, time-stamped last night. It shows a dark corridor, and in the corner of the frame, you can see a shadow, my shadow, slipping into a door that doesn't exist. Then slowly, the door to Ward 13 swings shut. Thank you for watching. The truth needs to be heard. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps bring these hidden stories to light. Stay safe and always question the official story.